Welcome to the first night of Werewolfkinz Con. Again, thanks, Keller, for the name. So this is an entire month of spooky one-shots featuring a bunch of different systems. Starting off with a homebrew system. So this is actually something none of us or you have any idea what's coming. The only person that knows is Psychic. So Psychic, take it away, because that's all I can say.
Yes. Hi. I am very happy that my new friends and Janzik. No, I'm happy that my friends have decided to join me for a tarot psychic based psychological one shot. I would also like to thank my friends for allowing a lovely birthday present of me to traumatize them. So love this.
Happy birthday! I was going to mention that.
For the
Totally forgot.
Americans, it's today. So happy birthday to me. I'm going to traumatize my friends.
Hey.
But yes, so the only thing that my players know is that the four of them are friends and they all know each other quite well. We've already had a couple of funny things happen. For example, Ragnarok is now the brother that we had to bring along. But at the end of the day, this was a system that I kind of had in my head of a way to implement a psychic reading. Botched, basically. I'm not doing a proper one. But basically a psychic reading coming into the form of a D&D for a one-shot. So a lot of the kind of behind the scenes moments, and I've had a few of these moments in Temptations already, where I've had a few like kind of deeper mind work on a couple characters, but we are going to be deliberately messing with my friends and deliberately fucking up a reading for the sake of entertainment, which is fun.
Yeah, I would also like to point out we have no characters for this, so
yes,
this is
the characters.
Yeah, we're playing younger versions of ourselves, right? That was essentially. Yeah,
they're playing themselves, but at my age. No.
5 years ago.
5 years
when I was in middle school.
The system in place, I have called my very basic little sanity system. And the sanity system is made up of 4 stats. They're all S's because I'm clever. You've got your strength, you've got your senses, so you hear, see, taste, touch, smell. You've got science, and you've got spirit. And now everybody has 1 point in each 4 of these stats. So you all have 1 use of strength, 1 use of senses, 1 use of science, 1 use of spirit. At any point during the one shots, you can manipulate the outcome in your favor using one of your stats. So, for example, if something is trying to attack you and you're like, I want to use my spirit against this thing, essentially you would describe yourself having faith or having faith to get through, and it might turn the tables. There may be ways, depending on what happens in the 78 card Rider-White Tarot deck, there may be ways to regain stats, or there may be ways to lose stats. It is all a complete RNG, luck of the cards. So all of you are at the mercy of me and a deck of tarot cards. But essentially put, what I'm going to do before we start is I want to ask, how have you been enjoying the carnival? You've come down to the carnival, you're all having fun, you've been riding the rides, you're getting some tickets and stuff, having some good, much more overpriced food than you need to. But I would love to know, are you enjoying the carnival? You all having fun?
Well, I'm a little pissed at Ravnok, mainly because I don't necessarily like big rides, right? So, I'm really nervous about going on some of the bigger rides, and he swears they're okay. Until I get like locked in and it starts to move, and then he's like, "Oh, wait, I forgot to tell you about this one little thing." So I'm a little pissed. And yes, that happened
to him
once
in real life. But it didn't actually go upside down. That's a lie. It didn't. I was just fucking with him.
But so yeah, but other than that,
why did you bring him with us anyway? I thought it was only going to be the 3 of us. Why is he here?
Okay, well, keep your voice down. He's going to hear you.
Good,
my mom
maybe
made
leave,
me.
Right?
Well, no, my mom made me. Like, God. I don't know. He was lonely.
Your aunt? Is that your aunt's son? Is that who that is?
No, it's just... we're not related, necessarily. We just go to school together. I mean, he's okay. He's just...
Alrighty. As the 3 of you were discussing and Ravnok is being a pest, the scene cuts to an older, frail male, kind of just sitting at his desk as he pulls 4 cards, as he pulls them face down, one for each of his 3 visitors that are coming. These 4 cards are going to be hidden until the certain demise of something, or we make it to the end. Those are 4 cards, each one for you. That will come obviously later, and that's going to be the more fun part. In the meantime, though, as the 4 of you are walking around the carnival grounds, obviously there's lots of sounds, lots of colors. Anybody with sensory overload is going absolutely fucking bonkers right now. As you're walking down, you start to notice that the lights are getting a little bit dimmer, starting to flicker a little bit, as you come across what looks like an old time kind of tent that you'd have in like the circus in like the 10s, the 20s, and the 1900s. And you've got a little sign at the front that says Morello's Psychic Readings.
Oh, shit, check this
kind
out.
Of fun.
Look, I need to keep
funny looking thing.
I need to keep my feet on the ground for a bit, and this could be really funny. What do you say?
Yeah, it might be a little bit quieter in there too.
Yeah, it is kind of loud out here. I mean, the stuff's bullshit, right? But it could be fun.
I don't do pseudoscience, so I think I'm going to stay outside.
Oh, come on.
I don't believe in it necessarily, but listen, I think it's super fun.
It is, and I rode that ride for you. You're coming in and doing this with us.
That, non-going upside down roller coaster with the 2 loops.
Yeah. I've thrown up 3 times since then. Okay? You can sit through this with us. It'll be funny. We'll get off our feet for a little bit. I'll buy you a churro when we get out.
I guess it could be used as a psychological tool. Fine, let's go.
God, I forgot how much of a pain in the ass you used to be.
Still am.
Walking up towards the tent, the 4 of you feel like a little bit of a chill coming through. Probably explained as like maybe they've just got a fan or an aircon on the inside. But there's a little bit of a chill as you start to take a couple of steps towards the tent. As you go to grab it, you feel the wind push as the door just kind of flaps open a little bit. The tent just opens slightly. And as you see inside, you can see a very stereotypical sense. You've got the table in the middle. There's a beautiful crystal ball in the middle. You've got chimes adorning the roof. You've got them hanging from the poles holding up the tent. As you kind of open up, you see an older gentleman kind of just sitting on the backside. He's got his little hood up in this kind of black cloak. And as he's standing there, he's just looking at the 4 cards that he has on the table. You finally arrived.
Yeah, I guess you've been waiting for us then.
Well, as you say, I did see it coming.
See, Ravnock?
Would have seen it coming, right?
See, my friend here doesn't think that what you do is real. Isn't that what you were telling me, Ravnock?
No, this is fine.
Oh.
See, listen, I'm also so much of a pushover and like a doormat that I would never say this in front of him.
I know.
You wouldn't. Sure that's what he was saying right outside the door, right?
You wouldn't insult someone in the work that they do, would you?
Never.
Not to their face.
You wouldn't do that, would you, Rav?
Not to their face. No, certainly not.
Come on, Ravnock, you can be honest with me, can't you?
No.
Well, since the 4 of you are here, why don't you take a seat? Let's have some pseudoscience fun.
Well, let's do this.
Looking at the table, you're all kind of a little bit baffled that there are no real seats kind of there. They're just kind of like, he's told you to take a seat, but there are no chairs. And as you kind of take a few steps forward, you like walk up towards the table, look around, trying to find these chairs. You feel yourselves, the 4 of you, being pulled backwards. And as the 4 of you are pulled backwards, you are sitting in a chair that's just there. Though as the 4 of you are looking, there's still nothing there. It's just air.
Okay, that was cool. How did you do that?
A good magician never tells their secrets, correct?
Yeah, I guess. Wow, that was now that was cool though, Rav. You got to admit.
What does it feel like if I put my hands on it? Because I'm
On the
for sure
table?
gonna do that. What does it feel like?
So as you kind of put your hand on the air, you don't grab anything. It is just open air that you can feel. Even when you're like trying to put your hand, like do the whole thing all over the place, there is nothing there. You can stand up and try to like put your hands on this chair, but you walk through just air. There's nothing there.
This is awesome.
Taking a seat.
Oh, that's some great special effects right there.
Yeah. See, I told you this would be a good idea.
It's always special effects until it becomes real. But we're kids. Kids don't believe in this stuff, correct? Let's see how well you believe. As the four of you are now.
Feisty.
Are you ready?
Yeah, so like a palm reading, or what are we doing here?
He is going to place on the table a deck of cards. It is a deck of many things. No, it is a deck of cards, and as he places it on the table, he says, "One by one, I'll get you to pull a card. As you pull a card, hand it to me. You can either let them know what it is, or you can all just pull it at the same time. Doesn't bother me. How do you want to do it? Do you want to be secretive, or do you want to pull it out loud in front of everybody?"
I think we should all pull them out at the same time.
Yeah.
I think
we all pull at the same time and pull them down. I agree.
Alrighty. So, as I said, I pulled 4 cards, all face down in front of me, and there is one for everybody. On the far left, Wolf, Killer, Janzik, Ravnok. Okay? The first lot of cards that are coming out for Wolf, Page of Pentacles, Killer, 5 of Pentacles, Janzik, the Death card, and for Ravnok, the 10 of Swords. With the 4 cards that come out, the 4 of you draw your cards, place them down on the table. As you place them down on the table, Ravnok, you being the last one, you place it down and the table vanishes as you place it down. The 4 of you are separated. Pushed further, now 20 feet apart. 4 of you can see each other.
Okay.
The 4 of you can see each other as you're all pushed 20 feet apart. Each person trying to call out to the other, but none of you can hear each other scream. One by one, the cards that were pulled. Wolf, Page of Pentacles standing in front of you. Killer, 5 of Pentacles. The Death card for Janzik. 10 of Swords for Ravnok. Ravnok and Janzik, you two are pulled together closer. The 2 of you, your chairs almost slamming into each other as the momentum kind of pulls you both. As the 2 of you pull together, you're both pushed forward. Killer and Wolf, you two are starting to pull together, but only by 10 feet. You're still close enough. You can now hear each other talk. As that's going on, the 2 of you start to see these kind of twinkling lights start to appear around your head. The lights starting to get a little bit brighter before they dim again. And that's going to happen for a little while. A little bit mesmerizing, a little bit confusing. Ravnok and Janzik, the 2 of you together are now being placed back on the roller coaster that you two rode together. It's a lot of fun. You two have kind of taken the time to, you haven't really known each other. You're still kids. He's the kid of the friend that was brought along. If anything, you're a little bit annoyed. But going from being in the middle of an old tent adorned with all these crystals, these chimes, to now being kind of rattled along this old crickety roller coaster. The 2 of you sitting down, taking its time. As you're going through, you don't feel any of the wind around you, but you can feel the rattling. You don't hear the sound of the roller coaster, but you can hear the wind going past your face. It's a little bit confusing. As you're going through, you start to hear this sound as it's constantly starting to keep on going. Just a little bit. As you start to move, you can feel your seat rattling a little bit behind you. In pulling the Death and the 10 of Swords, both cards representing death and rebirth, as you feel this kind of beast coming up towards behind you. The roller coaster's fast enough if you trust it. But the question for you two now is, do you trust what you cannot see?
Well, I know Death has a 13. I'm a Scorpio. 13's my lucky number. So I will take my chances.
Trust it?
I will trust it.
10 of Swords, do you trust it?
Not all changes are bad.
Sure, let's go for it.
Alrighty. As the two of you trust your instincts, I mean, death doesn't always, as you said, represent death. Death can also represent a rebirth, a new beginning. As the two of you are stumbling along, and you can still hear the dead behind you, as it starts to pick up speed, you can feel your chair start to get swiped at. You're starting to rattle a little bit. As you get a little bit closer, Ravnok, you're the first one. You can feel it grab a hold of you and lift you out of your chair. And you feel it toss you. As you're being thrown, you land. And now, Wolf, I need you to make a decision. You can either use one of your points to catch him, or you can let him land in front of you.
Oh, I can see him coming?
You can now see this character, this person, your little brother, get tossed and start flying as far as they can towards you. You are forced to use one of your points to catch him, or you can let him fall.
I'll use my strength.
You're going to use your strength?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So I have also written in a book everybody's points, because I need to keep track of everything.
Also, if you're in alchemy, the trackers are for this.
As you see Ravnok's figure, this body, just kind of being flung like it's nothing. Ravnok, are you screaming?
I think I'm so panicked. I'm not making a sound.
Using the strength point, Wolf, you just basically watch your brother get thrown, and you do catch him. You kind of leap up from your chair, and you catch him. You see him just now appearing. Killer, you can see him as well.
Shit, what happened?
10 of Swords.
What? No,
I don't know. Actually, I'm speechless. I can't say anything. I'm just.
After a few seconds, Janzik, you start to pull in, sitting down nicely in between Killer and Wolf. So now you're 5 feet between them. You're kind of enjoying yourself, having a bit of fun. That was interesting, but nothing seems to be wrong with you. As the death card does represent a new beginning and a rebirth, it does not always mean death. You just had a good little brush with the experience, though.
Okay, I think we need to get out of here.
That was awesome. I think there's some kind of hallucinogens in the air or something. That was fantastic.
Yeah,
10 of Swords is still a death, but it is the death or ending of a situation or relationship. So, yes, if Wolf had decided not to catch you, you immediately would have died as you landed.
Yeah. So just so you know, I've got a tarot deck here of like cute little forest animals, and this is what the 10 of Swords is. And I was like, oh, that doesn't look good.
I saw the back of a card on your camera, and I was like, okay, I see you. I see you all 4 eyes.
Trying to follow along with the art, and I went, oh man.
I have one around here somewhere, but it's DC characters. But it's not
with those two coming in. Now, here's the question I want to ask you guys. Do you want me to put the cards as they're used back into the deck and shuffle, or leave them out and shuffle?
Here's death.
I love that card.
How is it?
This is the Dungeons and Dragons deck.
Yeah, that looked like D&D, yeah.
Normally, I would put all the cards back into it, and we just keep shuffling and see what comes out.
Go for it.
Yeah,
that's my vote.
Especially because there's 4 of us.
The 2 death cards, 10 of Swords and the death card, back in the deck. Page of Pentacles and the 5 of Pentacles. Wolf, the Page of Pentacles is a learning card, having to adapt on the fly. That card forced you to use one of your stats. And it worked out well with the death card for the others. And then with Killer, the 5 of Pentacles is a delay card. The 5 of Pentacles is delays around a situation, delays making decisions and choices. So in that round, you didn't have to do anything.
I like this. I mean, it's like building out randomly. I like this.
I like it. Yes.
It also helps that I have been a practicing psychic and doing this work for like 5 years, so I'd want to hope I know my fucking cards.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this would be awkward.
That would be a lot to memorize too.
As I'm shuffling the cards again, starting out. Wolf, you now desperately want to get out. You said that before. You're like, yeah, I'm not fucking dealing with this shit. Fuck this.
Yeah, something's going on. I don't know if I'm hallucinating or what, but I'm not big on, we gotta, I think it's time.
Don't be a wuss. Come on.
Look, I don't feel good. I already was a little queasy. Now I'm kind of getting lightheaded, and I don't know what I just saw. Okay?
I'm the one that just got tossed out of a roller coaster. Come on.
But Killer's not having any problem whatsoever.
Yeah,
you're gonna whip out in front of her.
You three all really want to stay?
Yeah, this is awesome.
I mean, they seem to want to stay, so.
Didn't you say you wanted to have fun?
That was the best roller coaster I've ever been on.
Didn't you?
You got thrown.
Didn't you want to come in here in the first place? Didn't you want to come in here?
I did, but come on, this isn't what.
Well,
you weren't expecting this.
Feel the
Nothing happened.
imprint
Nothing happened.
of a hand and fingers on your shoulder.
Shit.
You feel, as you look behind and find nothing, but you feel the hands still staying there on your shoulder, pushing you down. Even if you try to move, you're not going anywhere. You are the only one in your voice that can hear the words, "No, you wanted fun."
No, this isn't funny anymore. We need to. I want to go.
Then everyone can hear the next voice of, "But we're having fun, aren't we?"
Yeah,
that was great. That was fun. Wasn't it, Ravnock? We got to ride that roller coaster again.
Yeah, honestly, let's go. I'm up for it again. Let's go again. Again.
What's wrong, Wolf? You look like you've seen a ghost or something.
You will see the deck of cards in front of you. We want to keep going. Pull a card.
Do we have to?
Grab a card.
Yeah, same way as last time. I think we'll all pull them at the same time.
Suddenly, I'm into science.
Well, the Wheel of Fortune.
Ooh.
Killer, the Queen of Pentacles. Janzik, the Chariot card. And Ravnock, the Emperor. A lot more interesting cards this time around. Wolf, we're starting with you this time. As you pull the Wheel of Fortune, you kind of hold it up in front of you, and you see that the card starts to elongate, and it just gets bigger and wider, until eventually it gets to the size of like a 3-story building. As you watch it stand up in front of you, and looking up at this building, you're noticing that your friends can't see it. This building is, as far as you're concerned, just an illusion for yourself.
My God, what are they doing to me in here?
You see through the windows in the first floor that there are a couple of people in there. A couple of friends, a couple of family. They all seem to be having fun. They're all enjoying themselves, having a great night.
Do I know them?
A couple of people,
like
you
my
know
friends
every
and
single
family?
person.
Okay.
Every single one. You can see that they're all having fun, enjoying themselves, but you see them through the window at the carnival. Your auntie and your uncle said that they weren't coming. They were too busy with work, but there they are, running around with a couple of sticks of, I don't know what you guys call it, but fairy floss. It's a cotton candy, I think you call
Cotton
it.
Candy. Yeah. I like fairy floss.
What?
I like
What
Do you know how hard it is? Do you know how hard it is to like try and make this Americanized when I'm Australian? We call it fairy floss.
The British
Fairy
call
fluff?
it
Fairy
the
floss.
British call it floss, candy floss.
I absolutely love you guys. Keep going.
French, I think it's the French call it daddy's beard.
They're the reason I had to bring Rav along.
You see them outside. You can hear him. You guys can hear him talking as he's watching. So you notice that your uncle and your auntie are walking around with your fairy floss, cotton candy. They're having a great time. They're just running around, enjoying themselves. You can hear the sounds of the carnival outside. You can hear the screams of people riding the rides. But after a few seconds, each blind comes down as the next one comes through, and the blind comes down. You can see your parents sitting at the dining table for the first time, having a genuine good chat. It's been a while. There's been a lot of fights lately. The blinds come down, and it keeps on going. You're sitting there noticing through these windows until you start to feel one. Not hear, but feel one kind of just tapping on the window on the inside on the 3rd floor. You can feel it almost like it's tapping into your skull. It's constantly like a little push in your head. The more it taps, the harder it gets. Eventually, you start to develop a bit of a headache. Until it stops. It goes. And it's almost like nothing was there now.
Wolf, are you alright?
No, I just got this really painful, like, I felt like somebody was hammering inside my head.
Ravnok, do you put your hand on Wolf at any time to try and comfort him, or are you just letting him do it? Letting him go through?
I mean, yeah, I'll spend one of my sense points for that. Yeah, I'm sensing he's in distress. I'm like,
all right,
hey, you all right?
You, being the Emperor card, are forced to use your own strength point, as the Emperor is a stabilization card, and you swap. Wolf, you get your strength point back, but at the cost of Ravnok's. Like, he's giving you the strength to keep on going, have fun, but with the stabilizing, there always needs to be a counter to a stable. Janzik, the Chariot card. We love the Chariot card. Lots of movement, lots of momentum, as you half vanish to everybody else, but you haven't moved. You just start to vibrate. You start to move a lot quicker. As you're sitting there, you're noticing that your friends are kind of looking at you with a little bit of horror, but you're not noticing anything. They're watching you age tremendously. They're watching you go through the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, as it keeps on going. The 3 of you are watching half in horror as you're watching him go pale. You're watching his skin tighten and then loosen as he goes through the ages. You're watching his hair fall out completely. You're watching his body start to go limp. As eventually, it's just left with this skin-covered skeleton sitting in front of you. The 3 of you just watching it all happen. But Janzik, you're going through the motions.
All right, come on, people. This isn't fun anymore. Look at him.
Do I feel any different whatsoever? Do I feel fine?
You're just kind of vibrating a little bit. Kind of like you're on the ride again. Just kind of rattling along. You're having a great time. They're watching your skeleton just sit there in the chair as time has moved forward. Killer. Our lovely Killer. You finally get to experience something. Don't we love that?
Yay!
And yet you seriously also don't get to experience anything as you feel this hand, this very light, soft, delicate touch, kind of place their hand on your shoulder as they kind of move down onto the forearms and just kind of stand there. As you can hear your mother's voice kind of next to you just saying, could be better. Could be more fun. You feel her grip tighten on your arms, and you can feel her pushing you forward. You can see her just kind of deliberately pushing you around, as she always has. She's always been like that. It's not exactly something that you get to do when, you're not in charge of your own movements. You're not in charge of what you get to do. She's always made the decisions for you. Isn't that right with the Queen of Pentacles? But somebody else is always making the decisions for you. Are you going to use one of your senses?
Since I have a lot of movement, can I swing by and grab her and take her away from that?
Too old.
Yeah, I think
you're dead. According to them.
you're a skeleton. Yeah, I think I'd probably use senses.
Use senses?
Yeah.
As you're listening to your mother's voice, still trying to push you down the same path that they always have, They always expected more from you, but they never tell you what that more is. They're always telling you of all of these plans, all of these aspirations that you should have that don't align with what you want. There are so many moments now as you go through your childhood up to now your teen years where your mother has always pushed you to make the decisions, but you're never the ones truly making the choices. As you're listening to the sensors, you know there's nothing there. You can feel the touch, you can feel the grip, but you're in a dark room with your friends the last you checked. You can see that you're still in this dark room, those twinkling lights still kind of flashing in yours and Wolf's eyes. It's not real. Of course it's not real. Why would your mum be here all of a sudden? That doesn't make any sense. As the Queen of Pentacles kind of appears in front of you, you can see the image of your mother, and you can see that sly, snide smirk as you watch the card just kind of vanish. Almost like it's being burnt. As the chariot does move you around, Janzik, you start to watch as your friends feel a bit uncomfortable. You can see the 3-story building that Wolf saw. You can feel the grip of a killer's mother kind of pushing you forward. And with Ravnok, you can see him trying to help his brother. You're trying to help his friend, but nothing you can do about it. Just like how there's nothing you can do about anything when it comes to movement. You're forced to move. You're forced to keep going. You don't have a choice but to keep going when all you really want to do is stop sometimes. It's not very often, but sometimes you do just kind of want to stop, slow down, enjoy the moment. But no matter what, life keeps moving forward. So why do you get the luxury to stop and pay attention when everybody else is relying on you? You have to keep moving. And that's what the vibrations are.
I know that these friends are. I think I can use spirit to see my way through this. That this is all illusion, and these are my friends, and there's a bond there.
You want to use your spirit?
Yes.
Alrighty. Janzik, running your spirit, as you said, these are your friends. These are people that you've known for years now. You've almost grown up with Killer and Wolf. Ravnok will come and go, but you've grown up with your friends. There isn't much else that you would want to do, and they are relying on you now. You're in a very unique situation where they may need you, so you have to stop. You have to force yourself to not keep going. As much as you'd like to enjoy yourself, you don't have a choice. You feel your body start to lessen until it starts to still. And Ravnok, Killer, Wolf, the 3 of you watch as the skeleton starts to breathe life again. The bones underneath pulsing under the muscles as it moves, as the skin starts to go back, the hair comes back.
Gross.
He looks like your friend again.
Gross.
Janzik, are you okay?
I was going to ask you the same thing. You look like you have a splitting headache, and Ravnok was trying to help you, and Killer looked like she was being tormented, and I had to come and help you.
No, you died, kind of.
No, I'm fine. I haven't died at all.
You were like a skeleton, dude.
Yeah, that was freaky.
I look down at my hands, and I'm like,
well, not anymore. But
like gross.
all like your skin, just like. Have you ever seen Raiders: The Lost Ark?
Yeah, like when they open the thing up and their skin melts
exactly
off their
like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. We need to go see that again.
No, you guys are missing the point. Jesus Christ. Okay, yes, the movie's awesome, but this isn't. Okay, there's some kind of like hallucinogenic in the smoke or something in here, and I think it's causing us to see things.
I mean, what you described is just like a magician's mirror trick. I mean, it can make me look like a skeleton, sure.
I'm just saying it's freaking me out a little bit.
Well, it's obviously all fake. We need to find out what's going on. So let's pull more cards.
We don't have to. Let's go get some fucking, what'd you call it? Pixie
now
floss?
I'm invested. You're the one that made me come in here.
Jesus Christ.
I told you I didn't want to come in here, and now I do.
You want to puke more of that stuff up after you covered Killer with candy puke?
Sorry about that.
Well, happens.
Yeah, there's fairy floss all over the place.
There's like a whole stream coming off that ride for like 20 feet.
Okay, so right, maybe no more candy, but seriously, okay, this isn't fun anymore. This isn't fun anymore.
It's not fun anymore.
To feel
it's not fun for anyone.
I'm having fun.
I'm having
Killer,
a great time.
You're with me, right? This is
Killer,
it's freaky.
Are you having fun?
I definitely think there is something weird happening. I mean, how would he have known about my mom?
Yeah, I'm seeing shit with my family too. Like I'm seeing
Everybody's
things.
family sucks.
It's just like suggestion or something.
There's an obvious explanation.
Are you doing like hypnosis? Is this some kind of hypnosis? I mean, obviously, he can make suggestions, and you just fill in the rest.
There's no
Have any of us came to any harm?
I mean, almost. Ravnok got flung from something.
You were a skeleton.
He didn't leave his chair. He was sitting there the whole time.
No. I caught you. You were flying through the air, and I caught you.
Did you?
The cards.
I was sitting there between. I was sitting there between the two of you.
Oh my god!
You know,
I'm
the
losing
whole
my
time,
mind.
So I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm pulling out of the card.
Look, my arm's still hurt from catching his fat ass. Okay, I caught him.
The 4 cards appear in front of you. You don't remember pulling them. They are just appearing. Wolf.
Oh, shit.
9 of Wands.
That doesn't sound good.
Killer. The King of Swords. For you? No. Janzik. Page of Swords. And Ravnok. The 4 of Swords. Wolf, let's start with you, because there's nothing more fun than an already anxiety-riddled friend having a little bit more thrown at them.
Nice.
Especially when it comes to these situations. The 9 of Wands, you're tossing up. You want to go. Your friends are like, no, this is so much fun. Like, this is interesting. This is unique. Like, when the fuck are we ever going to have something like this happen ever again?
Hopefully never.
Well, whether you get to make that decision or not isn't up to you. Because you're always asked to make the choices. But really, do you want to? You know, as the man of the family since, well, your parents have been fighting for so long. Your dad left. You were the man, even with Ravnok, your little brother. But at the end of the day, being the man of the house comes with decisions and choices that you don't get to make. You have to make them. That kind of indecision starts to fill you with a little bit of hatred, a little bit of anger, a little bit of resentment. Knowing that at the end of the day, yeah, sure, you were the one that wanted to come in here, but now you're the one that wants to leave. So that internal conflict for yourself now kind of starts to fester in your mind of, do I want to keep going? Do I want to leave? Do I want to, you know, still stay with these people that are so clearly deranged? You're the one that's always asked to make the decisions, but as I said, at the end of the day, you don't get a choice. And that indecision, the 9 of Wands, absolutely drives you mental. Because no matter what choice you make, at the end of the day, you're going to piss someone off. So now, you have to use one of your senses, and you don't get to choose. Killer, Ravnok, Janzik, what stats should Wolf lose? Because the 9 of Wands represents indecision, and he can't make the choice himself. He's got to rely on other people to make the choice for him.
Does he have all 4 of his stats already still?
Yeah. He stole your strength.
I viewed it as giving me strength.
I would say either senses or spirit, since he's
spirit, I think.
losing his mind. Yeah.
He's losing his mind. Love that.
Yes.
So we're going with spirit. He loses his spirit.
Yep.
Wolf, you still can't make the choice yourself, and that anger pisses you off. But you can feel that inner spirit, that faith, that you're the one that people rely on. You're the big brother. Ravnok relies on you to get through everything. You're the man of the house. Your mother still relies on you to have to make the decisions that you don't have to. You feel yourself start to calm down. But yes, you lose your spirit stats.
at the behest of everybody else. They had to make the decision for you, because the indecision, that's what kills you. Because at the end of the day, as I said, you don't get a choice. You have to make the choices. So when somebody else gets to decide for you, that's where the fun begins. Killer, King of Swords. It wasn't just your mum. Dad used to always make it hard as well sometimes. I mean, obviously, as a kid growing up, we didn't exactly get much of a choice. We're kids. Kids don't really get too much decision when it comes to their lives, but at the end of the day, it's hard to constantly have to go through a life where you want to do one thing and you have two people that you're supposed to look up to as parental figures constantly trying to push you down a certain path. The King of Swords, this one's a little bit different. This one's more of a, we brought you into this world and we can take you out of it. And that threat always lingered in the back of the mind. Was it a threat, or was it just empty words from a parent that needed you to pay attention? There are a lot of these kind of thoughts running through your young teenage mind now. Kind of slowly but surely waiting, hanging to get to 18, to go to college, go to university, get out. Something that we've wanted for so long. Something that we needed so desperately. Something that we get to make the choice for. Well, you can see as Killer's mind starts to cloud in judgment. You can see that she's struggling to come to these kind of terms with the idea of making her own decisions. You recognize that, being the man of the house, not having anybody else. You know the signs. You can see them. So you two get to choose the stat for Killer that they will get to lose. You've got your strength, you've got your science, and you've got your spirit. But at the end of the day, someone else still has to help you make the decision, because you don't trust yourself to make that decision for yourself. Whatever you do, someone always has something to say about it. So now Wolf has something to say about it.
Hey. You okay?
I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't know what's going on with the other two, but this is fucked up. All right, this isn't... This can't be real, right? Like, it's got to be some kind of hallucination or something.
Maybe I mean, I don't think I've read about anything like this before.
Well, public school, but...
One of the best in Kentucky. At the time.
Yeah. I think we just need to keep reminding ourselves that whatever we're seeing in here is some kind of illusion, some kind of either drug-induced or something. So my vote is science.
Well, Killer, you've heard what somebody else thinks, something that you're used to. Are you still going to keep taking their advice? I mean, this is your friend. This is someone that you look up to now. They have been in your position. You listen to them. But do you want to? Or do you want to break away?
Fun fact about me, and this is a true story. I had to switch therapists a couple years, like a year ago, because my former therapist had quit her practice. And she was introducing me to my new therapist, and she said, "You're gonna love Killer. She has an incessant need to make everybody happy. So I'm probably gonna go with it."
So which one are we using? Science?
Science.
Alright, Killer. In listening to your friend, he's right. This isn't real. You're at a carnival. You saw a tent. What kind of fucking bullshit would someone be able to create that could cause hallucinations is bad? That could cause all of these issues to arise? That doesn't make any sense. That does not make any logical sense. And you don't like things when they're not logical, because you always make a logical decision. That was the joke. Temptations reference. Couldn't help myself. But as you feel the kind of overbearing nature of your father start to leave, the King of Swords represents an older gentleman that is much more demanding, a lot more cold. Someone that is almost always going to force you to make a decision that you don't like, but hey, as long as you're pleasing everybody else, that's all that matters. Janzik, truth be told, you don't really trust Wolf at the moment. I mean, it's hard to trust someone who has kind of told you all of these things that are not happening. It's hard to trust someone that is telling you that you died when, no, you clearly didn't. You were back on a roller coaster. You're just kind of riding the ride. As far as you're concerned, this is all just smoke and mirrors. But with the Page of Swords, you start to wonder if maybe Wolf is right. Maybe there is something in the air. And maybe he's the one that did it. He's the one that wanted to bring you here. He's the one that said, hey, you want to have some fun? This could be interesting. He's the one that brought you here. Maybe he's the one that's making it all happen. And with the Page of Swords representing spying, deception, and stabbing in the back. Wolf, pick a stat. What does he lose? Because you're stabbing him in the back right now. He doesn't trust you.
Strength.
Janzik, you feel your strength start to leave. You can feel yourself starting to weaken a little bit. As you watch and look over at Wolf, and you feel this kind of almost intense hatred of, he brought you here. Why is he now acting like a pussy? Why is he the one that wants to leave so bad? Yeah. You guys have been on a roller coaster. You've had fun. You had a bit of a vibration. You felt like you were back on the roller coaster. You're having fun. You watched him apparently go through all of this shit, and now he's saying that you died? That's fucked. That's wrong. And it's not real.
I also look
but in your mind, it's his fault. And he looks pissed as well. I say it's his fault.
He set all this stuff up. Did you do this? You brought us in here.
Me? You think I set this up? When the hell would I have had time to set this up? Corner.
You came in here. You're the one that wanted to come in here. You're the one that suggested that we go into this creepy little tent, and now suddenly it's, oh, we need to get out of here.
Right. Well, why would I be trying to get out if this was my idea? What would I gain from that, Jansen?
You know that we're going to push against that. We're going to push against that if you do that, and you know it. You know, we're having a great time, and
shit.
And you're trying to be a pussy. What the hell? You're never like this.
That's also, because I've never seen you fucking die before.
I didn't die. I'm clearly sitting here and I'm
someone else saw that, right? Like, Killer, you saw that, right?
Yeah, he for sure turned into a skeleton.
You think I've got both of them in on this?
Like you were saying, it's like smoke and mirrors. It's smoke and mirrors.
Well, I've seen a lot while we were here.
You've known Killer for ages. As far as
we were in that fun house earlier with the mirrors and everything, and there was all kinds of weird
that
stuff
just
going
made
on
you
there.
Look tall or short. It didn't make skin peel off your face, Janzik.
It didn't. How this stuff works? They can project images on mirrors and put it on you now. There's all.
This
kinds
is
of
a county fair, for God's sakes. What kind of budget you think this place has? We're not at Disney World. Okay, this is not right.
Listening
to get a hologram on Temu, just so you know. By the
not when we were teenagers, you couldn't.
listening to Wolf and his outburst, it kind of fills you with a bit more rage. Like, why would he push back so hard? And also asking to back him up.
That's why.
Asking Killer to back him up. I mean, you know that Killer's a people pleaser. Of course she's gonna side with the first person that yells. As far as you're concerned, the Page of Swords being deception, being spying, having to watch your back. You don't trust him.
Yeah, and Killer was just saying that she thought that all of this was just smoke and mirrors. She said science was behind all of this.
It probably is, but it's still freaky. Okay, look, I'm okay
Isn't
with
that
doing...
what it's supposed to be?
But
it's supposed to be freaky? It's a Halloween carnival.
I know, but I'm getting the feeling that it's more than just scary. Like, it feels dangerous. This doesn't feel dangerous to you? Like, I've been through haunted houses before, right? You got shit jumping out at you like, oh, there's the dude and the werewolf. That's cool. Okay, that's fun. But this is something totally different, Jancic. And how the hell would I have set this up?
I don't know. You have friends? You know people here?
Yes,
No,
I
you don't have
do.
no friends.
They're you all, and I'm trying to get you out of here.
But Rafa.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I just can't believe you. Not right now. I mean, not the way you're acting right now.
That's
I can't
because
believe you. I mean,
there's something in the fucking air in here. That's why. Okay, there's something in here, and it's fucking with all of our heads.
Killer, don't you think he's acting weird?
As these two are starting to argue, as Killer's getting dragged into every conflict that they've ever had to, because you know that she don't start it. And you know she ain't gonna finish it either. She just sits there, nods her head, agrees with, yeah, both sides, definitely, because at the end of the day, she's not gonna try and incite anything. But Ravenlock, with the Four of Swords, you're listening to the arguments. You're listening to the fighting. You can hear both sides, but you start to feel your head start to muddle a little bit. And out of every card in the tarot deck, I was kind of hoping you'd get this one, because that puts a lot of things into motion. The Four of Swords, you feel your head muddle. You feel everything starting to get dazed. You start to feel everything kind of slow or down. You almost feel lethargic. Everything feels so heavy. Everything's so shaky. Your vision starts to kind of look backwards and forwards. As your friend, your brother, and Killer are dragged into this argument, you start to not be able to hear them. As far as you're concerned, it's just white noise in the background. With the Four of Swords representing sickness, illness, maybe sometimes you just need to take a step back. Maybe you just need to take a rest. Maybe this is too much. Maybe there is something in the air. You don't know. But you know that you just need a break. And to use that break, I need you to tell me your senses, your science, or your spirit.
I'm gonna just use my spirit to gather some just mental strength to be able to just be like, excuse me, I'm gonna have to step outside for a minute and just stand up and walk out.
As you do stand up, you do walk out, and you do find yourself outside in the carnival. Literally at any point, you could have just gotten up and walked out, but your friends are too busy arguing. Your head still befuddled. Your head still feels weird. Your arms still feel heavy. You can see the sway of the lights that are kind of running along the twine. You can hear the sounds, and they're starting to almost feel like the sounds are rattling inside your skull. And you watch as everything just starts to go a little bit darker, but you feel funny as you kind of fall to your knees and just kind of get in that fetal position and just kind of just breathe. You will miss this next card draw. So you don't get a card. But that doesn't mean that you're out of the woods yet. Because it's all fun and games, isn't it?
Nobody said Jumanji yet.
I was gonna say 2024 Zach would be like, oh damn, I shouldn't have had that second gummy. But middle school Zach would have been like, oh no, I'm not feeling great. I need to go outside.
Janzik, Wolf, you two are too busy arguing to notice that Rab's left. He's not with you, but Killer, you have noticed that he gets up and walks away, and he leaves this dark expanse. He fucking waved as he left.
What a great.
You notice that he walked away, but you're in the middle of an argument, and you're not gonna pipe up to mention it because that makes you feel uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. You don't talk over people. You were always raised, don't talk over people. Don't speak over someone. The three of you noticing it feels a little different. Wolf, the High Priestess card.
Shit, I'm not even pulling these anymore.
Killer, the Three of Swords. And Janzik, the Queen of Cups. Janzik, the Queen of Cups. Let's be honest, the Queen of Cups is one of the good cards. This is a card that represents that motherly love, whether it is a mother, an auntie, an older sister, or a cousin. This card has always represented someone that looks after you. And you can feel that now. You feel this energy, this kind of instinct around you. Someone's on your side. Someone believes and trusts you. Wolf's not to be trusted. And that starts to fester because if you're getting this feeling, this overwhelming urge that you can feel these people that you love around you, these are your friends, you can feel this love, this energy, clearly you're in the right. You have to be. Why else would you be getting these emotions and these feelings?
Exactly.
One of very few cards in the deck that don't have an effect. There's like maybe 4 that I chose that are like, these are good cards.
And we've had 2 so far.
And we've had 2 so far.
They get shuffled back in, so...
They get shuffled back in, you might get it again. But with the way
what
you're
was that
going,
one? I'm
probably
sorry.
not. That was the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups being one of the few cards that don't have an effect. Because it's a motherly card, it's love, it's energy, it's validation, it's manifestation, and clearly Janzik's right, Wolf can't be trusted. Why would Wolf do everything? It's just constantly doesn't help that he's pulled the High Priestess. Wolf, the High Priestess card, in a regular, traditional Rider-White deck, is the most powerful card of the deck.
That's right.
Because you have the ability and the power to make the decisions that you need to make, whether they harm someone or not. You make the decisions, the choices at the end of the day. And as we've noticed already with Dad leaving, you needing to make the choices, everyone relies on you. Of course you'd get the High Priestess card. Everyone, as I said, relies on you. You're the one that has to make the ultimate sacrifice every single time. Whether it's for you, or whether it's for your family. You make the choices. You're the one that has to say yes or no. Whether that makes someone upset or not, that's not really your concern, because choices need to be made. And right now, a choice needs to be made. Is Janzik continuing in this one shot? Or are you killing him?
I wouldn't... he's my friend. I disagree with him. But at my core, I want... First of all, I like, arguing. So I want him to see and realize I'm right. I can't do that if he's dead. Right? I need him to know that he was wrong here. Okay?
That is so...
I'm playing me, right?
You are?
Your greatest enemy, you have the opportunity of ridding them from you forever, and you'll be like, no. I need them to know I'm right first.
I just have one thing to say that. I have one thing to say that. Thanks, Clarence. I really appreciate that.
Hey, there's a little bit of truth in Bennett, okay? Just a little bit.
So, the High Priestess card, very powerful card, is the best card in the tarot deck. If you see this in a reading, you're fucking good. You're sorted. The downside to the High Priestess card, yours is so much nicer. The downside to the High Priestess card is that it does also represent the secrets that are being held. The good and the bad. Look, y'all cards are so much nicer. This is why I only use this deck. I only use this deck now for like fun D&D stuff. I have other decks that I use, but like y'all cards are so much nicer.
I like the
I'm
Queen
a
of
little
Cups
jelly.
too. Look at her, how cute.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah, the symbolism on the Rider-Waite deck's good though.
But with that card,
the
card, the High Priestess, it does show that there is more to come. And whether you like it or not, at the end of the day, you're stuck in this until the end. Whether that's good or bad is, well, that's up to you. Killer. This would be about the time that the internet starts to cut a little bit.
Look at that. I'm back.
Killer, the Three of Swords. I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to show you the card first.
Oof.
I want you to look at the card for me. I want you to think about it. Think about what it represents, how it feels to you. The three swords through the heart. And what could possibly that represent? There's a lot of things that tarot represents. At the end of the day, tarot has always been a guidance rather than a step-by-step basics. The Three of Swords is the frustration card, the deception card. The card that represents that no matter how much love you give, someone can always come to destroy that. Because at the end of the day, we're not perfect. We know we're not perfect. We make wrong decisions. But it's always how other people react to things. It's how other people hear, see, taste, touch, smell, in regards to what you have said or done, that kind of drives how you move forward. You've been hurt before. You've been hurt many times before. And yet you've always shown love, acceptance, forgiveness. You've always been the one to open your arms, even when they've wronged you horribly. Which, let's be honest, is not the greatest trait, because it always ends up with you being in the same position. We're always hurt at the end of the day. And at this stage, the deception, the frustration, the jealousy and the broken heart, the one friend that has been working hard to work by you, the one friend that has stuck with you this whole time. Wolf, what stat is she losing?
Ooh. Ooh.
I only have 2 left, so.
Yeah, what do you have?
got
Strength?
Wolf,
Spirit.
huh?
Strength and spirit?
Mm-hmm.
Strength. Also, I'm disappointed that the first DC one I looked up is the same.
You're showing the wrong thing. Yeah.
I'm showing the stream first.
Oh.
They take precedence.
Oh,
They
I didn't
take
know
precedence.
I'm sorry. I didn't know that there were 2 cameras. Ooh. Well, I promised I wasn't going to try to do this, but I really love this one.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
That one's good.
Pretty.
I'm gonna whip out the other deck in a minute. But yeah.
This one.
I can and I
This
can't.
one shows the broken heart aspect.
Oh,
Ooh.
cool.
Oh, neat.
As well.
I love the emotion
Yeah,
in her face in
like
that one.
That looks
crying
like
and stuff.
like old school Magic cards. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is very
The artwork on these are fantastic.
So, Killer, you are watching Wolf and Jantic fight. This has always ended up with you in the middle of something. You've never made a choice. You've never done anything that has kind of initiated or started something. You're always dragged into it, regardless of whether you want to or not. Because at the end of the day, you're there for your friends. You wouldn't just abandon your friends. They're your friends for a reason. And yet this time, you do feel a little bit hurt that Wolf called you first. Not his brother, to back him up. But he called you first. He's always asking you to side with him. He's always asking you to join him. He's always asking you to fill a spot. At the end of the day, that kind of drains you. You're always doing so much. And that drains that energy. That drains that emotion from us. And as you're watching Wolf and Janzik fighting, you just kind of start to crawl back into that little girl that we once were. And you're just hoping that it'll end soon.
Listen, y'all, if the stream schedule's too much, just tell me. You all don't have to be in everything. That felt a little pointed.
Hey, if the glass slipper fits, right? Ravenok, you've been outside. You've been breathing. You've been resting. You got tossed off of a roller coaster that you suddenly appeared on. I mean, you were caught by your brother, so that's a plus. But
And I
aside
thought it
from
was
that,
awesome.
you thought it was cool. You also thought that everything else so far has been kind of interesting. But that last one, starting to feel a bit thick, starting to feel a bit off. That one kind of started to push you a little bit off the edge. You were like, okay, you know what? I don't think I can be here right now. And you left. Outside, just outside the tent. Colors are still the same, that faded black and orange. You can still see the twinkling lights along the twine as it's kind of going from pole to pole. You can still hear the sounds. You can still hear people laughing and cheering and having a good time. But in the last couple of minutes that you've been sitting here, clearly in distress, no one has even batted an eye at you. No one's looked at you. No one's paid attention to you. Your brother has left you and hasn't come looking for you. Just like always, right? Because there's always someone, no matter who you look up to and love, someone always ends up leaving. Someone always ends up going and leaving you behind and forcing you to fend for yourself. That sickness, that yuck, lethargic kind of feeling in your body, it doesn't go away because you haven't truly left the illusion. You're just in the next part. With you now standing on the outside, kind of just rolled up, trying to think of more to do, trying to breathe, trying to get out of it all. You can feel that slowness start to manifest itself. And you can feel this kind of like viscous feeling, this liquid running off of your body. And you can see it kind of culminating into a figure in front of you as it stands up. And as you're looking at it, you can see what looks like these giant stage lights. As it's kind of looking down and beaming its light directly at you. It's probably about 20 feet tall. As you see this giant amalgamation. As it's just watching you, the spotlight is always on you. And you're alone. Just like always. How do you feel? Not that anyone cares, because you're by yourself.
I just start singing my old Kentucky Home.
Okay, I'm taking one of your steps away for that.
It's the only song I know.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling for yourself?
Not great. Just feeling very exposed, feeling very inadequate, useless. Not even there, like apparently I'm a 12-year-old that's like here having a panic attack at a carnival and no one's even looking at me, so it adds to, the fact that other people don't, notice me at all either. So, it's not feeling great.
You scream?
No.
Cool.
I would I would hate for anyone to notice me.
Always slinking into the corner and trying to hide, even when the spotlight's on you. I think you're
Please
used to, right?
me.
No, you wouldn't want to do that, because then that'd bring more attention to yourself. That's why you've always kept living, no matter how hard it's always been. You wouldn't want to bring attention to yourself like that. Wouldn't want anyone to find you, so why? Wolf. The cards aren't being pulled for you at the moment. Cards aren't being pulled for Killer. Janzik. The three of you are just kind of sitting there, still arguing, still fighting. Wolf, you made a very big choice in that you decided to let Janzik keep going, essentially. No matter what, at the end of the day, even if it is as you said, you need this motherfucker to see that you are right. No matter how long that takes. And we're going to find out how long that takes. As the three of you get up, the argument's still going, everything starts to kind of come back in, as if the arguing is kind of counterplaying the mystical sense around you. You start to feel yourself come back into the real world. You start to feel yourself start to come back to a reality that you recognize. The sounds, the thoughts, the senses. Well, what you've got left. You can feel the energy, the vibrancy, the electricity in the air of the carnival starting to come back.
All right. Whatever that was is starting to wear off.
The exit's right there.
Think we should go. It's whatever it is, it's worn off. Come on, let's just get out. Look,
What?
Rav's already left.
Where's Ravnock?
He already left. We need to go find him. If something happens to
I
him,
feel
my
like
parents
at
are
this
going to
point-
kill me.
I feel like at this point my panic attack's over and I'm coming back. Because I must find out what the fuck this is all about, because like now I care about this shit. It's science now.
Wasn't this the coolest thing ever? Look, nothing happened. It was all smoke and mirrors. Why are we walking out of the most interesting thing we've been in all night?
All right. Sure. Okay. Everybody's fine for now, but no one
Wolf,
has
why
a
don't you just
bad
sit
feeling
outside?
about this.
You can just go outside and have a panic attack. I did too.
I'm not
Fine,
having a
just
panic
once going
attack.
out.
I'm worried. I can't just leave everybody in here. If I think something bad is happening, I'm not just
Yeah,
going to
you
leave
can.
you behind. No, what kind of person does that?
Someone who is the only one
I
to
did.
recognize the feeling of being starting to let out of the situation. Because if you all remember, I only said Wolf starts to get better. And it's only Wolf that's starting to see the exit. Janzik, Killer, as far as you two are concerned, sure, the world around you, that darkness before, is starting to brighten. And you're starting to see this very long, drawn-out corridor with grass flooring. You're seeing as it shoots out in front of you, and it is just one continuous line. As the two walls, fairly far apart, about 15 feet apart. It's a decent-sized room. Ravnok, as you come in, you don't see the three of them. The three are gone, as far as you're concerned. Maybe they left. Maybe they're doing something else. Maybe they've just abandoned you. You know, like always.
Are the table and chairs still in there?
Yeah, you're walking back into the tent. You see Morello. He's just sitting there.
Okay.
Looking for your friend.
So I just want to ask. So I kind of want to like go science mode and just kind of like start running in a like perpendicular fashion through this tent to try to find where these projectors are, and then I want to run through the table. And I'm just trying to be like scientific about it. I'll spend a point if I have to.
Yeah, feel free.
I'll spend the science point if I have to.
With your science point, Ravnok, you have taken this time. You're methodically going through this tent, trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. Every time you run into something, it just vanishes. After the third one, the third item, which is a table, kind of just disappears, you stop. And you're like, okay, I'm still in this. It didn't stop.
So so I don't just move through it. When I touch it, it disappears.
It disappears.
Okay.
As soon as you touch it. The walls, you ran up to one of the walls to try and pull something down to see if there was a projector or a smoke machine. As soon as you grab the wall and pull it, it vanishes. Everything's still there. The chimes are still there, but you're in science mode. So you run over to the other side. You start pulling at all of these other stuff. More stuff just starts disappearing.
Can I try to poke Milton just in the shoulder?
Yeah?
I don't want to like sexually harass him or nothing. Just like poke him in the shoulder.
And as you do, he as well just disappears into a puff of smoke.
Okay.
Wolf.
The
As I said before,
right there. Okay. Let's just go.
You two don't see a door. You just see three walls. There might be something at the end, but the ground is grass. It feels like wet, muddy grass under your feet. Which is weird because it hasn't rained for a couple of days. Wolf doesn't seem to notice it.
Do I see the guy?
No.
Okay.
Maybe he's on break. Oh,
no, this looks neat. Let's walk. Let's head towards the light.
What light? The door?
Sure.
What are you talking about?
Do we hear Wolf?
Deck of cards appearing in front of the four of you. Rav, you're not with them still. You're in your own thing. You're still feeling muddled. You still feel slow.
Nobody pull any more fucking cards. Okay?
I grab a
hear
card.
Yeah, you can't hear me. I assume they're
grab a
going to
card.
too.
We can't hear you either, right? Yeah. So we're grabbing a card. I'm gonna grab a card.
Well,
What do I
I don't
pull?
think we have a choice.
Can these two hear me?
Yeah, they can hear you.
Okay.
Oh, we can.
It's like
I'm
it's like
definitely
he's still
ignoring him
here
if he's
with
telling
us.
us not to grab a card.
He's telling not to, so are you pulling or not?
Well, if I don't think we have a choice, and I'll pull one.
Oh, God.
Okay.
You can just leave. Actually, Wolf, you're the only one that can just leave.
I'm not going to leave you all. I can't hear you. Never mind.
Yeah, fuck you, Ravnog. Fucking loner.
I pull another card.
I bet he's out there riding that roller coaster.
I'll give you a second card.
No.
Are you sure?
I don't know.
I definitely heard he was pulling another.
Alright, let's pull a second card for Ravnog.
Oh, good lord.
For science.
For science. Well, you can't for science. You didn't have any science points left. All you've got is
I can still do science.
So, Wolf, are you pulling a card?
No.
No.
Nope.
You're not pulling a card.
Not pulling a card.
Finally being someone that has let fate kind of run its course. You're not pulling a card. You're over it.
I'm trying to get these two out. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm done playing.
Killer. Your card is the Five of Wands. Janzik, congratulations. You pulled the Death card again. And then Ravnog, your first card is the Three of Pentacles. Your second card is the Three of Swords.
Oh, no.
Oh. That one does describe me pretty well, though.
Janzik, Killer, you two are starting to get over it as well. Janzik, with the Death card showing in front of you again, you've seen this card. You know what this card represents. It's not hard to see that the death of an ending and a new birth, a new beginning, a rebirth. Why is Wolf pushing so hard? You don't understand that you've pulled the Death card twice. Regardless of whether you believe in tarot or not, having a new beginning happen twice for the same person is unprecedented. It doesn't happen very often.
Lucky 13.
And that luck still sticks with you. Even though, yes, you're starting to feel the end of something, you're starting to feel the end of a situation, you start to feel the end of your friendship with Wolf. As the two of you have a tight rope, and you feel it shatter.
Can I use a point?
Sure. What are you using?
You've got
senses and science.
I want to use senses, and I don't want to break that bond. I know that Wolf has been my friend since we were big enough to walk.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that my mind has been befuddled, and I know he would not intentionally lead me astray, even if he's wrong. I want to make sure that that friendship lasts.
Oh.
So I will use my senses for that.
Oh.
Cringe. Anyway, you watch as this rope shatters. It shatters. It's broken. But as it shatters from a rope, a hempen rope, into glass, as if it's just exploded out. And you watch as part of it starts to explode, and the glass that shatters, you watch it fly off and land onto Killer. You see as the glass shards start to pierce their skin and move through them. Killer, you don't feel this. But you do feel something inside you shatter. And we'll get to that in a moment. But Janzik,
am I seeing this too, or no? Am I still seeing reality?
You're still seeing reality. Okay. You're watching Janzik go through the motions of the emotional torment and toll that this is taking on his body. You're watching him go through these complex feelings.
What year is it?
That depends. I don't want to be a dick and say, when were you teenagers? Let's say late 90s.
Never mind. I was going to take a video on my phone of what's happening to them in reality so I could show him. but I wouldn't have a good video in the late 90s.
I was in middle school. I was in middle school in the late 90s, and I was in high school in the early 2000s. Okay, so
So
I did.
we're gonna go with like 99.
Doesn't matter.
late
I wouldn't have a video recorder on my phone. That's all I wanted, was to record what was happening to them, to show them, like, look,
Yeah.
this isn't normal. You all continue.
You might have a Polaroid.
I'd never
Yeah,
carried those
big photo.
around.
Those are bulky too.
You
Anyway,
would
Yeah, I wouldn't.
with the death card, Janzik, you watch as it shatters. You watch the glass fly off into Killer, and there's going to be a cause and effect for that one. But you watch as this rope reties itself between the two of you, and you can see that it gets a little bit stronger. This is something that the two of you are experiencing, sure, with your friends, but you two are being hit the hardest. You two are arguing, you two are fighting, but you know deep down that you two can get through anything in your friendship. So, with the death card coming in again, it's the death of a friendship and a rebirth of something stronger. Hooray.
Aw, how gay.
Ew.
Man.
Killer, my good
Oh
friend.
boy.
Would you like to know the card that you have?
Yeah.
I do.
The Five of Wands represents two things. It represents delays in a situation caused by arguments in the battles around you.
Wow.
Fitting.
Every time I do these, y'all are watching me shuffle these cards.
Yeah.
So, getting the Five of Wands, the arguments, the battles around you, it's getting to be a lot. And it's starting to really take a toll on you. The upside is, with these battles, you can feel this sense of, not abandonment, but your friends aren't really taking into account how you feel right now. They're just constantly bickering backwards and forwards. You have no idea where Ravnok is. You don't know really what's going on. All you know is that your friends are not acting very friendly right now. And compounding that with the feelings that you've had growing up with not being taken seriously, not being able to make your own choices and decisions. The Five of Wands is unfortunate, as to deal with the battles, we have to fight, but we have no strength. You need to be able to see everything around you, be able to act accordingly, but you're in no track of your senses. And at the end of the day, even science has failed you. All you have left is that faith, that spiritual strength to be able to get you through the situation. Because at the end of the day, all you really can rely on is that faith that you have, that faith that everything will get better eventually. Killer, as your spirit is taken from you, you feel in your mind the argument starting to come to a close. You feel the argument stopping. They're not making any sounds. They're not doing anything. It's almost like they're stuck in a sense of stasis, let's say. In your mind, what you've just seen is your two friends going at it, but Janzik's slowed down. He's not really arguing. He's more just listening, watching. You can see on his face that he's building something in his mind. You don't know what. It could be hatred. It could be detest. And Wolf, you can see, who is fighting so hard to get out of this situation. And yet he's also the one that brought you in. And there is something in your mind snaps as you run out of your last sanity point. Janzik, the glass that shattered from the rope, you watch it as the glass digs into Killer's skin. You watch as the blood starts to fall. And then you watch as a second explosion happens backwards out of Killer. As Killer's image disappears from this situation, because Killer is dead.
What do I see?
You see her drop to the ground. You see
So she's dead, dead?
glass shards
You're not here.
in her body. You see these glass shards in her body. You see the blood starting to kind of fall and pool under her. And you can see, even as you try to push her around, she doesn't respond. She doesn't
Holy
react.
shit, kill her. And I'll just start like shaking her. I'll like run over and start trying to shake her.
That's a great idea.
Oh my god. You see what I'm fucking talking about? Look at this. Look at this. This is what I'm talking about. Something's wrong here. Can you see
She's
this?
fine.
You're not here. Jansen, can you see this? Get over here and help me.
Can I react at this point?
You can if you want to.
Oh, of course. I mean, Killer's our friend. If I see this, I'm going to run over there and go, what the hell?
I don't know. She just dropped. You guys pulled 2 cards and she just fucking dropped. This is what I've been saying.
Can you help her?
What do you want me to do? I don't know. I'm not a medic. We need to get out of here. Can we please leave now?
With the 2
Help
cards
me carry
that you
her.
pulled, the 3 of Pentacles and the 3 of Swords. The 3 of Pentacles being the first one up. Obviously, you've got your own cards, but fuck you, I'm using my cards. Yeah, yours are so much better for what it represents.
Let's use Ravnock's cards.
Let's just use Ravnock's, because they're so much better than mine. The 3 of Pentacles does represent improvements. Slowly building up. But at this present time, you are all alone. Because you pulled 2 cards. And the 3 of Swords being the second one. Even though, sure, improvements are underway. Sure, there are some delays. It's taking a lot longer than it needs to. At the end of the day, the 3 of Swords kind of start to take precedence. As the delay of the 3 of Pentacles pushes it behind the 3 of Swords. That delay changed the order. And that order was something that you desperately needed. With the 3 of Swords being that broken trust, betrayal, deception, the jealousy and the broken heart. Realizing that as you've come back in and tried to commit to the science of it all, that deception that your brother's not there anymore. Maybe they've left you. Maybe they do hate you. Maybe they're not just lying. Maybe they're not just saying it to make you feel like shit because he's your brother. Maybe he actually does hate you.
Maybe we did this to ditch you.
Maybe they finally got rid of you.
We were trying to get rid of you from the beginning.
Maybe they were trying to get rid of you. Maybe they succeeded. Well, normally, as we did with Killer, I would ask which sense you wanted to steal, because you are deceiving him, and you are leaving him with a broken heart, but unfortunately, Ravnock, as you're standing in the middle of the room, and you're looking around, you are all alone. At the moment, there is nothing near you. Nothing can change that. You died. You died outside. These senses, these last dying moments while you're by yourself and alone, those senses were just the last couple of things you hear and see before you're taken.
That's so sad.
You're on your own. All alone, without your brother, without your friends.
This carnival is gonna get sued to oblivion.
Just the way that Wolf always said you would growing up, because he hated you. And you know he hated you. He might have tried to be nice, but at the end of the day, just like always, just like in your room, just like in the house, just like at school, he doesn't want nothing to do with you, and he's ditched you now. As you die alone. Janzik, Wolf.
Damn, dog.
How are you two going?
I am.
This is serious.
I'm shocked into reality. Yeah, I'm shocked into reality. I see our friend get hurt. I feel that it's kind of my fault, though I don't say anything to Wolf. And I like, yeah, we need to get her out of here, and we need to find Ravnock. He took off. He's got to be afraid and scared somewhere.
God, Mom's gonna kill me if anything happened to him. Yeah, maybe she's just hurt. I don't know. I can't feel a pulse, but I don't really know what I'm doing.
Let's go.
Let's just
Let's
get out of
carry
here.
her out.
Where the fuck is that guy?
As you both pick her up, you feel the body goes limp. You feel the snap and the explosion in her mind, as she's always been left behind, always having to be pulled into arguments, always pulled into battles, never getting to make the choice. So it's kind of fitting that she died not getting to choose how she dies. It's also fitting that she died at the behest of somebody else being pulled into an argument. Killer, that starts to weigh on you. As the two of you lift her up, you both feel her start to disappear. You both feel her start to shift and shape into two cards.
Uh-oh.
Don't
Wolf.
look at it. Don't look at it.
I don't think we have a choice. I think it's
Don't
going to
look at the
show us
cards.
either
We
way.
always have the choice.
Look.
Don't look at it.
Look.
You look at the cards.
Jancic, listen.
Do you see a way out? The door's
Do I
not
s-
even here.
Do I still see the door?
You still see a door.
Take my
Janji,
hand.
you still see three walls and the
Look,
grass.
whatever you're seeing, dude, it's not real. Okay, take my hand. I can get you out of here.
What's the guarantee that what you see is real?
Trust me, Jancic. Okay, just trust me.
Do you take the card? Do you look at the card?
I'm leaving my card.
Based on the fact that I feel that I'm wrong, I'm going to take his hand and say, "Let's get out of here."
And I'm going
do not
to
see a way out.
try to lead him to where I can see the door.
Okay. As you take his hand and you start to lead him towards the door, you feel Janzik kind of slowing down in grief, feeling responsible for his friend's death. To you, it's a very logical conclusion that after seeing someone die or, feeling responsible for that, you 100% can understand this feeling that Janzik's going through. Not because you've experienced it, but because you know that death changes people. Of course it does. It's something that is finite. It's something that is final. Something that you can't change. Once someone's dead, that's it. They're gone. Janzik, you can feel that grief. You can feel that.
Maybe this card can bring her back, and I reach and grab the card and flip
stop.
it over.
Jesus.
Do it. From the grave, I'm like, do it.
Oh, that's
Janzik,
that's bad.
You've got the Eight of Swords. Janzik, the Eight of Swords represents two things: frustrations and the feeling of being bound, the feeling of being tied up and not being able to do anything in this frustrating and hellish situation that you've been brought yourself into. Representative, that one also has it where she's blindfolded because you can't really see the situation. You have no control. You're at the mercy of your friend Wolf trying to pull you along. You're at the mercy of him and the trust that you have in him leading you out of this situation. But at the end of the day, you still feel guilty. You still feel as though this is entirely your fault. Killer's dead. Ravnok's gone because you two were arguing. Killer's died because your rope broke and fixed itself. So why do you get two rebirths for the life of two of your friends? Why do you get to feel the power to leave? Why should you get to deal with that? That's not fair. That frustration, that rope that ties you and your mind down, even with your science point left, you don't feel that you can come out of this situation. You don't feel that science would be able to help figure out why your friend just died and then disappeared. You don't feel as though there's any real feeling that you could have to be capable of or understand the situation that you're in. And Wolf, you drag your friend towards the entrance. You feel the strength that he has left as you feel him holding onto you for almost dear life. Wolf, as you exit the carnival, you leave the tent with Janzik. You leave the carnival. You go home.
I don't want to go. I mean, I want to find some police or something. Yeah.
You need to find someone.
I need to find someone. Yeah.
Anyone. And yet, where are you going? Are you going to the police station? Are you going to the local sheriff? Are you going home to find an adult?
So I think my first instinct would be to find just the security guy. Like, is there someone working security at this place?
Probably. You could probably find him if you want to.
I need to find
the prisoners.
that.
I was going to say, those are the prisoners that run the rides.
Not them. I'm looking for anyone that looks like. I mean, maybe there's a cop or something here. Like, I'm trying to find, an adult of.
They used to patrol around.
Yeah,
they are watching the prisoners.
Exactly.
Someone in charge. Someone capable of helping you.
Exactly.
As Janzik's card is kind of left on the ground, the two of you left. The cards face up, but you didn't look at them. Janzik did. The temptation, the pain, the anguish, who knows what it could have been, forced him to need that answer, forced him to take that choice. Even when you said no, the two cards face up. He looked. And that sealed his fate. As you pull him out to try and find someone, but as you come out of the tent, as you run off to find a security guard, you feel him still holding on to you. But there's nothing there. He never made it out of that tent. He never made it past the doors. He never made it out. Killer never made it out. Ravnok, you have no idea where Ravnok is.
So Ravnok's not like right there outside?
You have no idea because he went back inside.
I'm losing my fucking
mind. But you don't know where he is.
Oh my god.
The last card for you was the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is a card that represents gold. It represents wealth, that improvement. But we all know the saying. We all know the saying of fool's gold. Because at the end of the day, it may shine like gold, it might just end up like pyrite. Because as good as it feels for you to be able to get out, to find a security guard, they don't listen to you. You're a kid. Any adult that you come up against doesn't listen to you. You're a kid.
Stop. You have to listen to me. Something is happening over in that tent over there. I came in with 3 people, 3 of my friends. I saw one of them die right in front of me, and the other 2 have just vanished. Okay? I'm not crazy. I'm not drunk. Stop looking at me like that. Okay?
You're on your own out there, trying feverishly to find someone.
Why won't anybody fucking listen to me?
You drive home in the car, desperate. You know where they are, so they can't go anywhere. You know where they are. They're at the tent. So if you can find someone, it can help.
What was that red car you had in high school?
I called it the Little Red Firecracker. It was an Oldsmobile Alero.
There you go. Yeah.
I missed that Little Red Firecracker. It was a good car.
It was a nice car.
As you speed home, 140, you are racing against the clock. You do not care. Your friends, as far as you're concerned, your friends, your brother, you watch them die. Some shit is going on right now. You start to feel something in your body as you step through the door home. You start to feel this little pinprick. as you feel this little pinprick, Killer, Janzik, Ravnok, the three of you are watching over Wolf laying on the bed in the hospital. He hasn't been responsive for weeks. There's been no movement other than a pulse. His eyes bloodshot and red. The three of you, as you died, woke up in your chairs in the tent. Morello, nowhere to be seen. The three of you woke up, but Wolf has just kind of sat there. Endless gaze, mouth open, skin pale. Three of you found help. You desperately tried to find an officer, security guard, a nurse, even someone. And you did find security. You found the on-site doctor. You found an ambulance. And Ravnok, being his brother, you rode in the ambulance with them as they took Wolf to the hospital.
I was like crying next to him. I was like, Wolf, please wake up. I'm really sorry about when I told you that sorry wasn't good enough. It was good enough, I promise. I promise sorry was good enough.
You still feel the pulse as you're being taken in the hospital. It's a couple of days. Killer, Janzik, Ravnok, the three of you, just watching over him, he doesn't look like he's improved in any way. He doesn't look like he's gotten any better. He's just kind of stuck. Almost like he's lost in his mind. Almost like the feelings that you were feeling and that emotional toll, the journey the three of you went on. As when you died, each time you woke up, Ravnok, you woke up first. Even though you were by yourself, you were on a different time frame than everybody else. Killer, you woke up second. You saw Ravnok. Probably were absolutely ecstatic to see that they were still there. As the two of you were trying to share experiences, trying to share what happened before you hear Janzik, freak out, wake up, see the two of you. But now, a couple of weeks later after the incident, there's still a manhunt for this supposed psychic. There's still a hunt for the tent, for whatever bullshit that this guy did. And yet, still a couple of months after that, Ravnok, you get told to say goodbye. There's nothing else that they would be able to do for someone that is in this state. No matter what medicine is given, no matter how many bags of fluids he goes through, he doesn't get any better. As you're told to say goodbye. Killer, brought in as his best friend. Janzik, almost like a twin, like a brother. You two have been thick as thieves for years. You're all told to say goodbye. As Wolf, you step inside your home. You step inside the house that you've grown up in. As you feel this kind of prick into your arm. You feel this burning sensation start to expand and inflame itself as it starts to course through your body, going through your veins. It feels like your blood is on fire from the inside out. As you still push forward, trying to find someone in the house, screaming for mum or dad, screaming for
Is anyone
someone,
here?
you start to feel yourself slow down. You start to feel yourself become sluggish.
I need help.
As if a last-ditch effort, it's almost like you feel you know what's coming. As you walk up to Ravnok's room and just lay down on the floor next to his bed. As simultaneously your vision goes, as the three of you hear his machines flatline.
Can I say goodbye?
Yeah, if you want to.
The only thing I really regret is that I didn't get to tell you that I was right. I was right about I was right about what was happening in the tent. There was some crazy science shit happening.
I tried to tell you, Wolf. I told you we couldn't just walk away. It wouldn't let us. I tried to fix it. I tried to fix it. And Killer, I was so relieved that you were not dead because you died right in front of me, but then we couldn't get Wolf to move or wake up.
I know, I felt it, and I don't know why any of this happened.
As the three of you kind of watch over Wolf, the three of you kind of take a moment to reflect and understand what's happening. The three of you, as you're walking out of the hospital, after everything's all done, you start to all walk away, kind of head back home, take some time. In your pockets, you all find 3 cards.
Oh.
1 each. Killer. The Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands represents important information, documents, important shit that needs to be sorted. A letter could be something very important, could be something not even for you, but it involves you. And we had a chat earlier about something that happened in your life where the important letter is coming in. This is a good card. So that letter coming in, as far as I'm concerned, you guys aren't moving anywhere, but you're going to have to make some sacrifices. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Janzik. The Strength card. Brilliant card to have, as it does represent that inner strength and that constant strength to keep moving forward. Because you've put up with a lot of shit in your life. There's been a lot of crap you've had to deal with, whether it's familial, whether it's friends, whether it's people that you have to deal with at work, whatever. You've always had the strength that keeps on going. At the end of the day, sure, the strength card is something that you don't really get to have a choice over, but you trust yourself to make the decisions that you do, and you trust that even if you make a decision that wrongs someone, you know that it was the right choice to make. And that strength is something that you hold on to and value because you've had to make those choices. So having the strength to even make a wrong choice to make someone happy is something that you've had to constantly go through. And Ravnok. 4 of Pentacles. The 4 of Pentacles is one of the typical money cards. One of the typical cards that shows that there is more money coming. Going to be a little bit more, but it's not going to be. There's not going to be a steady flow, but there is going to be an influx. I don't know whether it's going to be a small burst or whether it's going to be a couple of bursts, but there is going to be more money coming. It's going to help you out a lot. The downside is don't get attached to it because it's not going to be a regular thing. Kind of like a lifeline.
Oh, they're
My
staying
short-lived OnlyFans.
Jesus Christ.
I make $20 and then never make anything else again.
Well, yours is an interesting card for you as Wolf. Your card is the 10 of Wands. The 10 of Wands is a card that represents 2 things. It represents the pressure that you're under to keep everything running. The pressure that you're under in your family to keep everything sorted and ahead of things. The pressure as a human to just live and be the person that you want to be. But the other side of it also represents the fact that it doesn't stop, no matter what. You don't get a chance to take a break, not with the family. You don't get a chance to take a break, not with your streaming. That's something that you've self-inflicted.
I took a break last week.
You don't get to truly stop and just relax. Because at the end of the day, there's always a pressure. There is always an expectation of you as a person to keep going. the strength that you have to keep moving forward, even through these times that shows that you don't have a choice, is something that is quite commendable. Because not everybody can just make those easy choices no matter what. But even though you don't make the right choices sometimes, you make the correct ones. That's all that matters.
Can I have Ravnok's money instead?
No.
I just want to show you this. This one is almost kind of literal. He's like resting and losing one of his wands into the stream.
Oh, yours is. I think you win best tarot deck. I don't know. The D&D one's pretty good too.
So, thank you for letting me traumatize you for my birthday.
That was awesome. The twist was my favorite part.
Yeah, I had legit chills at some points.
Yeah, some of those cards were oddly specific.
All those damn dogs were real.
That was pretty amazing. That was pretty amazing. I had all Greater Arcana cards except one, and it was a good one that did nothing.
Yeah.
So I
mean,
loved...
when you're in a good position in life, you kind of expect the ones that are either good or don't have anything to do with them. You had a bad card, that's when you'd panic because you're like, everything's good. What the fuck could go wrong?
This was interesting because the cards kind of developed the story, but the system too. And I liked how you would interpret the cards, and then like we would have to pick each other's. And I thought I was doing good. I'm like, shit, I've only lost one thing. That wasn't so good. That was
believe this. We were trying to tell you to draw your card.
The twist was great, but I wouldn't. Shit like that start happening. I'm like, nah. Like we gotta get out of here. This is not for me.
So my question is, if I hadn't drew that card, would I have also ended up the same way?
It would have forced your hand. So with the Eight of Swords being that frustration and feeling bound and gagged, you were already in that mental state that like you were responsible for the death of your friend. And as someone who has been doing this work for like, as I said, almost 5 years, doing it for 5 years, I do the mediumship as well, even though it scares the fuck out of me because you're dead, not here, fuck off, that's scary. But like having seen people and go through death and loss and stuff like that, like it's not something that people are easily able to just kind of bounce back from. Like it's not something that people can kind of take on the chin and just kind of keep going. And I feel with the last card kind of coming out as the Eight of Swords and being that frustration, that feeling bound, feeling tied up and not being able to make the decision for you, I felt like it was kind of right that the last cards, which were those two, were going to be forced. And that's why it was a forced card.
I thought it was fantastic because it turned out because I justified grabbing that card because I thought it may be able to help my friend, which I did feel guilty that I killed her.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, the frustration still got to you.
I was just panicked. I imagine that real situation, I get out of the tent and then have like a fucking... I tried to do that. I think I would have had like a breakdown once the adrenaline of, oh shit, I have to get out of here, right? So...
It worked out well.
The area is out front.
It worked out well. The last person to be still with one of their sanity stats, the last person would guarantee die. The other three were just fake outs.
Here I thought I was doing good.
Yeah, it just plays on your optimism because let's be honest, even before we started, I was like, Wolf's gonna be the last one. Wolf's dead. Let me do this, cater it to him.
I'm a very optimistic person.
So,
wow.
I hope we all had fun with the deck of cards.
I did. This was a great way to kick off the con, I think. So something totally new. I mean, I had no expectations coming into this. I had no idea what this was going to be. And it just...
I think...
Go
ahead.
No, it exceeded anything I would have imagined. You said go ahead.
You also said go ahead. We both said go ahead.
Oh my god, ladies, you're both pretty. Fuck.
Knock first.
Yeah, ladies first.
I was going to say, we should develop the system. I liked it, and I think we should do more with it.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I literally felt like we completely manipulated Killer the entire game, and the cards just played it out.
Yeah.
And she basically had no choice in anything that happened.
Yep. That's fitting.
It is kind of how that happened. Oh, yeah. I thought that was great. I mean, it was a nice RP focused system.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of, the game kind of develops itself. You just got to know how to interpret the cards. It was very, very well done. Good job, Psychic. That was A+ in my book.
Yeah. You can develop like an entire story adventure, like not even just like horror, just like a general like story adventure with
absolutely.
Right. I was really worried about like not having a character beforehand, not really knowing what to do, and it just kind of happened. So that was cool.
Yeah, I was like
great role playing all around. I thought.
Like 10 minutes before, I'm like, oh shit, what am I supposed to play? Like, what role am I supposed to play here? But I think it worked. I think it worked really well.
I made up like 3 characters and had little personalities, and I was just gonna see which one fit best. And I was like, oh, cool, we're doing different.
Yeah, well, me and your characters were real dicks to Ravnik.
Ravnik, by the way, is not my real brother. But we have known each other for a very long time.
Because the family resemblance is so uncanny.
Half brother. Oh my god.
But yes, so it was just something that, like, I've been tossing up the idea of doing something with a tarot deck for a while with you, Wolf, and like trying to figure out a way to either add it into Kupo Quest as the astrologian class from Final Fantasy, or
that would mean you actually have to go after a crystal in that game, though.
Yeah, fuck it. But yeah, like I've been trying to like find a way to implement it. I've tried to do it in my own campaigns as well, but like nothing really fits. So when you were like, "Hey, we're gonna do horror," and I was like, I could probably do something with this. I suppose I don't think it's gonna be okay, but no, smashed it.
It worked. It did. I really enjoyed it. I'm actually agreeing with Rav. We should develop the system out some more. Do this again. I would definitely do this again.
I think you could put in some like not do too much with it, but like put in some like a little bit of like rules about character creation, and I bet you could go really like turn into a whole campaign.
This
would be fun. I think this would be really fun.
We have a new project.
I think the only person that I think I probably wouldn't do it again, if I was going to do it in a campaign where it's still realistic to tarot and like the interpretations and stuff like that, I think for the sake of I don't think I'd be able to do it to you, is you, Killer, because you looked like you were about to burst into tears quite a few times.
Yeah, I got like, worried.
I felt terrible of it.
I don't think I would be able to do a whole campaign using a full deck and like not just fucking read this bitch the whole time.
I got nervous.
Well, the main thing was we said we were in like middle school, high school. I was an emotional bitch at that point in my life, so I was all the way back there. So we're just fine. I am a baby. We said that I already warned that horror month I was going to be a big old baby.
I love it. I love it. My goal now is to get you to cry or scream.
Oh, great. Cool. We'll see what happens.
Well, you saw how many damn dogs you got. Like that's the extent of the emotional expression you'll get from me. But later on, I'm gonna go out here and cry.
I love that you messaged me and been like, "Oh yeah, this is like all just fun and games. Like you don't really believe it at all. Like go ham." And I was like, "Fucking okay, let me hit you where it hurts."
Whatever. I've been in therapy for like going on 20 years now. So like it's at this point, like I can pick apart all of my neuroses. Let's do it. Let's go for it.
Sticks and stones, bitches.
Let's do it.
I don't know. I thought Ravnik, I thought yours was the worst because I mean that was brutal. I mean you were alone. Everyone hated you. I mean that's kind of one of my real fears is like like that. So
I will say with the points that I was trying to hit, I will explain it while we're still on stream because I know Kellen will fucking eat this shit up.
We do it for Callan.
I did specifically want to make it the 4 of you as teenagers, and that was for one specific reason: of it stops me from hitting the obvious points of kids, of partners. It stops me from hitting those very obvious, like I can attack those and get a reaction. So with the teenagers, I still wanted to hit the specific things for each person. Like with Killer, I still wanted to hit your people pleasing. I still wanted to hit Wolf's optimism of it's not always going to end up being okay. I wanted to hit Wolf's of Ravnok's like lone wolf tendencies, which yes, more so comes from the queer community. We're always ostracized by other people, but with you specifically, always hearing you talk about how
not
you
from people at Wolfkinz Tabletop, though.
No, but with you and your partner always saying how you guys are always separated from your friends, or you've got to travel to go here. Like, I wanted to hit the lonely part was there. Obviously, Janzik, this is the first time I've met you. So, obviously, trying to figure out everything on the fly for you was the hardest. So, instead, what I hit with you was that feeling of not having a real impact and just being there. Like, you're going through the motions, but you didn't have anything. You didn't apply anything.
Wow,
you didn't
the
do
cards
anything.
Played out great for me, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they really did.
Yes.
I mean, I was kind of just walking down the path and helping where I could. So.
Well,
yeah. Janzik was like, let me do a vibe check on this bitch.
You might be the newbie here, but this will not be the last time we see Janzik, because Janzik signed up for a lot of our one-shots this month. So.
Great, yeah.
This is going to be one of those ones I'm thinking about when I go to sleep.
Good.
So, thank you, Psychic. That was amazing. I had so much fun. We actually only have one stream this week, just the way that the planning kind of worked out. But just going over the schedule for next week, just really quick. Monday, we're doing The Walking Dead. So that's going to be the one that I'm running here on this channel. And then Wednesday, we have Dragonbane also. That's going to be a werewolf kind of, see what's going on there. And then Murder Mystery, we got Killer running one for us next Thursday. So that's another homebrew system. Another homebrew system.
I wish I could make that one too. I love murder mysteries.
Yeah, I'm excited about that one.
Yes, I'm excited.
I think that one's mainly the Temptations crew, right? On Thursday?
Yep.
Pretty much, yeah.
It was all the Temptations crew.
So that'll be
Duke's
next
joining that one too.
Oh yeah,
Duke too, yeah.
Yep, that's right.
Okay.
Hey, I think Walking Dead is all Omega group, isn't it?
Yeah, Epsilon's in. No. We got one person that's not from the Omega group that came in from the Alchemy Discord. So they're going to be joining us.
Okay.
A lot of the people did come from Omega for The Walking Dead because we like Walking Dead over there. So 3 games next week. Are you in the Dragonbane, Janzik? You in that one too?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I need you to make me a character. I'm not going to be able to get through the rules enough to make one if you don't mind.
No problem. We'll chat just a little bit on Discord, just see what you kind of want. I'll roll you one up. That'll be it. So next time you see us here, it'll be The Walking Dead. I need to double check who's playing in that. I just know that it's Janzik from the ones here. But
Janzik, Epsilon, Nefarious, and whoever else you said.
So we'll have some new faces on this stream there too. So familiar from Omegas, but new to this channel. So with that, happy birthday, Psychic. I hope you enjoyed this.
Happy birthday.
So I don't know how it works. Was it actually yesterday or today for you?
It was yesterday for me, but it was like today for you guys. So when Wolf was like, hey, so it can either be like on this day or it can be on that day, and I'm like, can we push it so it's on the 10th for me so I can traumatize my friends as like a birthday present? Yeah, sweet, thanks. Cheers.
So happy birthday from the real time. Your Australian time, whatever. In the future, you are.
Fuck Australia.
Freedom time.
Freedom time. Eastern freedom time. Anyway, thank you. That was great. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that won't be the last time I make you run that for this channel, because that was a lot of fun. So, there's always next October too, but it was great. And the twist, Kellen's going to eat that up.
Oh, yeah. Can't wait. Love you, Kellen.
All right. Thank you all. With that, I think we'll call it a night, and we will see you back here Monday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern, normal time. And then, well,
Freedom
Eastern
time.
daylight time. Freedom daylight time right now for The
Freedom
Walking
daily
Dead.
time.
So, till next time, sweet
Sad
dreams,
it's a lot.
everyone.